So the next objective that we have is to go back to Memento Mile and get 2 stars on that museum. But I figured, much in the way that we spent a couple of minutes with Memento Mile before we came here to Wayland Lodge, we could spend a couple of minutes here at Wayland Lodge before we go back to Memento Mile. Because I've basically done the same thing here that I did in that first museum. I've sent out some more expeditions. I've gotten some of the exhibit qualities up to pristine. We have a few new exhibits in here as well that have varying qualities. This one's great. This one's epic. We have a pristine ghost guster over here, and we have another poltergeist or 2 sort of floating around the place. All in all, what I wanted to do with this place was just make it a little bit more efficient, just make it a little bit more interesting. I wanted to kind of fill things out a little bit as well, and I didn't really like the big gaps that we had around the seance simulator. So it's now in that corner, which does mean we don't have a staff door to get from the lobby to the main floor quickly, but I'm sort of okay with that. I don't really mind it too much, and in all honesty, if I really wanted to change it, I could probably go down to a single ticket booth and put a staff door over here, which probably wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. I don't think the ticket booths are busy enough to warrant having 2 of them. I mean, they're busy, but they're not that busy. So when it comes to the Netherworld expeditions, we have this one, the Infernal Station, up to 45% surveyed at level 3, which gives us pristine quality exhibits, or it can give us those. We have the Endless Dump, which is 100% done and up to pristine. We have some places that we can't do anything about right now, which is kind of interesting, but we also have the Paranormal Detection Agency up to 100% and pristine as well. So what I think I'm gonna do, just to try and max this one out, is set up one little expedition. I think Helpy Wright is going to be pretty good for it. We'll go for detail to get that plus 45%, and I guess we'll go for, we probably don't need a first aid kit on this. I don't know if I really care about the cost. We'll go for the bonus XP because that always seems to be pretty good. So we'll send Kelpie off on an expedition, and it shouldn't be too long before they get back, hopefully with something good. I'm not really all that concerned. This museum is making an absolute ton of money right now. Well, it has a ton of money. It's making about 5,000 per month, which honestly, I'm sort of surprised by, because I have also made a point, or at least I did at one point make a point of going through and increasing everyone's salary. They were all deeply unhappy about it at one point. Now, Kelpie is still unhappy, so we'll bring this up until they're smiling, which is good. We'll bring this up until you're smiling and you're smiling, and that will probably hurt my monthly profits, but I would like my staff to be happy. I'm also just able to satisfy their pay requests. So we can just do that to bring these numbers up a little bit, but I'd prefer they were actually happy about it. So we'll bring this up quite considerably. We'll bring this one up quite considerably as well. And we also have Winston Wayland, who doesn't take a salary because Winston is a ghost. All right, so let's very quickly take a look at what we're getting from this expedition. It is hopefully going to be something good. It is, I think, a pristine quality. Yeah, pristine quality haunted mannequin. Don't mind if I do. We'll send that to our inventory for a second because I do want to see. We have 2 of them over here. They are both epic quality. I don't necessarily want to pull them out of there. So do we have room in this space for another haunted mannequin? I guess I could make room over here. This doesn't seem like the worst place in the world for it. So I think that's exactly what we'll do. We'll grab this guy. We'll put it, I want to say here. I don't know if that's the best spot. I don't think it's the best spot. We might want to adjust that slightly. I don't like this decoration here either, to be quite honest, but I guess that works. I suppose that works. I could move this door and put it like over here, but I kind of want somewhere else for that. Maybe down here, maybe right here actually would be kind of a cool spot. Let's try and move you around a little bit and see if somewhere like this would be better. I think we would have to move that info board, but honestly, I'm not against doing that. We could move the info board to the other side And then we can move this guy back into that little space. And I'm sort of okay with that. I don't think I mind that. Although I might even go so far as putting up a new info board, because I do have the wide info stand now. We had a lot of kudos to play with, so I could just put this thing in here somewhere. Like even right here seems like a fun spot for an info board because it's connected to so much. Like there's 5 knowledge off of that one info board. That's pretty good. But I think what I might do is just decorate this entrance a little bit so I can just kind of rearrange things, because this info board might look a little better there, just slightly shuffled over. I don't love this catacomb wall, but I think we're just going to keep it because it does boost the decoration in the area just a little bit. And I think I will just go ahead and put an info board in here. Oh, this one. Oh, interesting. You know, I think I will do this one. I think the 5 knowledge from that info board seems like a really cool thing. So I'm just going to put it there. I don't love that people are going to kind of walk around behind it, but you know what? No, I'm really indecisive on this, but we're just going to get rid of it again. I don't care. I'm going to get rid of this as well, which has brought the Ghost Duster 1.0 decoration down a little bit. Not entirely thrilled about that. Is there anything I could do to bring that back up in a way that's not going to look silly? I could throw some books behind it, which I guess is an acceptable option. Sure. That's what we'll go for. That has that area decorated. We have a bunch of displays here, which is great. And I think that's about everything I want to do with Wayland Lodge for now. So we got to go back to Memento Mile. We have a health inspection coming through. Perfect timing to get out of here. And just by the way, $8,398 in monthly profit. So even though staff salaries have gone up, people seem to be really happy with this museum, which means I'm really happy with this museum. So let's go back to Memento Mile.
We were supposed to join Professor Hamish Curlybags now at the Pebbly Frog Sanctuary, but unfortunately, their phone lines are down due to aggressive signal-eating moss. We may not be able to reach him, but we still received a lesson on the power of plant life. Thanks, Professor.
Now that you're a well-traveled curator about county, it's time you started telling people where to go and what to see. Tours allow you to design a handcrafted guest experience with a curated route throughout the museum, led by an expert. Guests who go on a tour will make a donation that reflects its tour rating. Place a tour stand to begin selecting exhibits and designing a guided tour of the museum. This is new. Tours are your opportunity to design a guided guest experience. Guests will gain buzz and knowledge from a tour and make a tour donation when it's over. Placing a tour stand takes you into edit mode, where you can select any exhibit in the museum to add it to the tour. The route and length of the tour will change based on the exhibits you include. A tour's rating is based on the buzz, decoration rating, and quality of its exhibits, but also influenced by its length, thematic cohesion, and the expert acting as tour guide. So what that tells me is you want to do a prehistory tour. You don't want to do prehistory into the paranormal, into general sort of history. You want it to be thematically correct. So I think what we'll do, I mean, we have essentially nothing but prehistory in this museum. I think there's maybe one general exhibit occasionally. So this should work out. And I'm kind of curious to see if I can just put the tour thing like right in the middle of the floor. That seems like the easiest place for it. So for now, I'm just going to put it here. It seems a little bit lazy, but I am just going to put it here. Select exhibits to include in a guided tour. A tour's rating is based on this accent's changing constantly. A tour's rating is based on its length and thematic cohesion, as well as the buzz, decoration, and quality of the exhibits on display. Yes, I am aware of that. So the tour, I want it to go there, there, and there, which seems good. Then we want it to sort of cut around the corner to here, then across, then up this hole. See, this is where this museum layout seems to really make sense, because we have the tour looping around this space. I mean, the tour could probably start over here. Maybe we move the gift shop somewhere. I do like that it's here. Maybe the staff room could get moved, something like that. But my thinking is we just lead people around. We bring them around this corner into here, but that makes it too long, which is interesting. Oh, that's kind of curious. All right. So they don't want it to be that long, but that gives it more buzz as well. But it does bring the overall quality down from 3.5 stars to 3. Interesting. I'm also realizing that the average quality of the exhibits is great. Now, I guess that's because this one is average, this one is epic, this one's pristine, but then we're back to epic and great, 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 and epic. Yeah, okay. So we probably want to bring that up a little bit, but I think we can make that work. The cohesion's great, the length is great, the decoration's perfect. I'm kind of willing to just make that be the first tour. And I guess we just need to assign someone to the tour stand, which is fine. So Paleo Mastic is running it. Can we get you to, a basic guide for tour guides, sure to eliminate awkward silences and perfect your patter. So plus 10% tour donations, plus 15% tour buzz, plus 1 knowledge per tour. We're going to start training you is what we're going to do. And what I think I'm also going to do is go into management, go to my staff, and go to job assignment, because we don't want you guys doing tours, and we don't want you doing restoration. In fact, no, you can do restoration, actually. That's totally fine. But the rest of you aren't going to do tours because we don't need you to do that. So now we're sending our tour guide off to get educated, which is great. The education room's down here. I'm kind of realizing we could probably move the education room into like this space a little bit. I don't think that would be the worst thing in the world. This staff room, I don't really know if we have any space for it. Although I will say the cutscene that we had when we loaded back into Memento Mile, it did sort of focus on this area. So I'm assuming at some point we might build a new part of the museum out here, which could be very cool for a different type of museum. Given that this is all prehistoric, we could maybe put something else out there. I don't really know, but we'll figure it out. And I guess we'll just wait for you to be done with your training, which thankfully is going surprisingly quickly, which means you should be heading over once you return your books to be a tour guide, which is fantastic news. So with you doing that, are we going to get a lot of people that are interested in going on said tour? Because if we don't, then we've kind of wasted our time, which I doubt we have, but there we go. Oh, he's got a backpack and an umbrella. That's amazing. And there's a decent number of people looking like they want to go on that tour, which I absolutely love. That's very, very cool. That's a really cool feature, actually. I like that a lot. And he's standing around, you know, talking to people, telling them about the exhibit. Does that thing have I've just noticed it's supposed to be an anglerfish, but it has a lantern instead of the, okay. It's taken me all this time to realize what that fossil was. At a glance, for some reason, I thought it was a dodo, but I forgot this is a 2-point game. It's not going to be that straightforward. So that kind of checks out. that absolutely kind of checks out. Now, I'll tell you what I will do. I want to have a look and see. So the museum's current star rating out of the maximum achievable. Earn a higher star rating by completing objectives. Curator class determines the maximum star rating for all museums. Okay. So we just need to go through the objectives to increase the star rating. That should be easy enough. What I would like to do is have a look and see if there's anywhere we should go that we haven't been to already, because I have gone through, I think I mentioned already, I have gone through and Greasy Fields is up to pristine. We have Rib Row, which is only great. So we could go there to try and make it better. Carrion Trail, I don't think we've ever been there. That could be kind of fun, actually, since we haven't been to Carrion Trail. Same with Frosted Tops. We've never been there, which would give us more frozen exhibits. Vintage Vestiges. We've never been there either. We don't necessarily know what we're going to discover, though, is the northern outskirts of prehistoric civilization. You know what? I kind of like the idea of going here. Although I might just make a point of starting over on the left and working across. That might just be easier because we can set up an expedition for this obstruction, which might not be the worst thing in the world either. I think that's what we're going to do. I think we start on the left side and just work across and get everything up to pristine, or at least get all of the exhibits from all of the locations. And then in my own time, I'll get everything up to pristine. So yeah, we'll set up an expedition here. We'll go with Pat Fuddle. That sounds like such a, I don't know why that sounds worse than it is. There's something about the name Pat Fuddle just sounds really insulting. It just sounds awful, you know? I feel like I should censor that, you know? Like anytime I say his name, it should be, oh yeah, over there we've got, and then, you know, it just, it feels like it should be, it feels like it should be censored. Anyway, we'll go for, I guess, bonus XP, or do I want the first aid kit? I think the bonus XP is what we're going to go for. That should be totally fine. It's going to be 17 days. This is going to clear an obstacle, I think. So we'll go ahead and start that expedition, which does leave us with one expert that's going to be cleaning exhibits, which might not be the best thing in the world, but that should be okay. Now, here's what I'm curious about. This tour is, wow. We just got over $1,000 in donations from the first tour that we've done. That's pretty cool. That's actually very, very cool. All right. I'm excited about this one. Things are going great. The building is practically bursting with greatness. Wouldn't it be great if you could expand the museum by unlocking plots in the surrounding area? Well, you can. As you increase your museum's star rating and establish yourself in the area, new plots of land will become available. Complete their plot objectives to expand your museum. Okay. So run a tour containing 3 dinosaur bones with a rating over 3.0. Okay. We can probably do that. Museum level 7, we're currently 13, and a quarterly profit over $4,500. We'll pin that objective, a tour containing 3 dinosaur bones with a rating over 3.0. Interesting. Okay. So this, I would assume, means I need to go to the sharp on top skeleton, which I think is great, I think. And then I would assume we need to go down to the boldadillo skeleton. And then do I need a third one is kind of what I'm wondering. That's potentially going to be tricky. Either way, let's go ahead and open this crate and see what we're dealing with. We get staff XP, which is fine by me. A tour containing 3 dinosaur bones with a rating over 3.0. This isn't considered, this is just a footprint fossil, right? You're unhappy? Ooh. Okay, yeah, you do need a pay increase. We'll bring that up quite considerably. I'm not going to go too crazy, but to about there should be fine. I don't think you want to resign anymore. You are thirsty and you are going to need the toilet, but everything else should be all right. Okay, so yeah, I guess this is considered dinosaur bones, right? So yeah, we're going to need to go to this thing. This is what we're going to need to do. So we need to go to the 2 dinosaur bone exhibits. Let's have a little look at expeditions because we have this place down near Treacle Ponds, which we can now unlock, which brings us down to Hermit Hills, which we can unlock as well. Oh boy. All right. In which case, let's start in Hermit Hills because we've not been there yet. That seems like a great place to start. So we'll set up the expedition. We'll autofill this with Ursula Pugwash. It is going to be detailed, and I want to do first aid kit to maybe take out some injuries because that seems like a pretty good idea. That's, yeah. As much as the bonus XP would be great, I think fewer injuries is probably for the best. Also, 56 days for this expedition, that's going to take a while. We can get another helipad. We do have the money for that, but I think we'll kind of hold off. And I'm kind of thinking, how do I want to set up this new tour? I haven't really figured that one out. How do I want to do these dinosaurs? Because these 2 dinosaurs are probably way too far apart, you know? So I might have to rearrange the museum to bring the dinosaur bone exhibits much closer together, which in fairness is probably not the worst idea in the world, because this one's just tucked down here in this corner for absolutely no reason. So what if we go in here and get rid of you? We'll get rid of this carpet as well. Get rid of this. Now that was my general exhibit location. Anytime we get a challenge that's like, hey, display this in the museum and have this many customers or whatever, this many visitors do whatever with it. That's where I put those exhibits, but I think this is for the best. I think I can get away with putting the Boldadillo right there. It is fully decorated, which is great. It does need a fossil decal, which we did discover. In fairness, the fossil decal can go underneath it, which I really like because I don't need to have it displayed. It now has full buzz, which is fine by me. So I think what we'll do is put this down the side of it. And I think that's kind of how I'm going to display this thing. In fact, maybe this other type of little barrier is going to be a little bit better since it matches what we have already. I think that's fine. I don't love that as the display, but I think it's fine. I mean, it is fully decorated at least, which is something. I could do this, which honestly I don't dislike that now that I look at it. I don't hate the idea of putting like a tree back here as well. I think that's kind of fun. I don't think we do have other decorative trees. That's unfortunate. We have some decorative rocks. I could put a rock back here. I don't think that's the worst idea in the world. Like a rock right there seems kind of cool. Maybe that same, I can't get the same rock in there. That's unfortunate. All right. We'll just put a light above it too. We'll do the light right about there. And I don't know if it has an info stand nearby. Interesting. So this does have an info stand. This could go in here, which probably isn't the worst thing. A little bit wide though. Maybe just this. Maybe it just lives right there. And then if we put another exhibit next to it, it can work for that too, which I guess is probably what we're going to have to do. I think that's about all I can do with this thing. I don't want a wall info stand there. I could probably put one over there, but that seems way too far away. I also kind of like the windows, and I kind of don't, now that I think about it. I'm not against doing this, but I kind of want people next to the exhibit. So you know what? We're just going to do this for now, and that'll be fine. People can donate to it in there, which is all right by me. And I think what we're going to do is grab this floor and just bring it into this space as well. And I think that's fine. I think that's okay. And maybe this wall also gets brought through here. I think that's the way to do it. I do. I think that's the way we do it. I'm also kind of considering duplicating these and just bringing them the entire way around here, because now that I look at it, that might be kind of cool. I don't know if I can do that. I don't think we have the space to do that now that I think about it, but it would have been cool if we did. Now here's a fun little detail about this space. I'm thinking that could be used for a staff room, and then I could probably move this staff room could be moved down in there. I could probably put a staff door in here and also move the tour guides into this space as well. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do. And I think just the way for doing this is going to be to build it from scratch. So something like this, and I think we will do an extra little bit over here. That's maybe where the door can go. So we have this entire space available to us. We can do the bandage box in this corner, which I think is pretty good. And we can do a nice sort of couch down in this corner, which I also think is pretty good. We could do a coffee counter in the space next to it, which seems fine by me. I would like to get a snack table too. I don't love that the staff rooms do get a little bit cluttered when I start adding all this stuff to it, but I think it's important that they have options for snacks and drinks and stuff like that. So I'm trying to keep my staff as happy as they can possibly be. I do want, little decorations in here too. I don't think I'm going to get a filing cabinet though. That might be a little bit unnecessary. And it would be nice to get one of these, but I just don't think we're going to do that either. We could get a TV if we had a few more kudosh. We could get a drinking fountain. We could get an explorer's map, but I think we're probably fine. We'll do a little wall clock in here because I think that'd be nice right in front of the door. And we can do a little rug just there. It's not quite central, but you know what? That's totally fine. We'll go ahead and do that. So that's our new staff room. This one is now going to go away. which I'm completely fine with. And I would also like to just go in here and get rid of this wall. And I think we're also going to get rid of this little section of floor because we don't need it. Now that staff room is a little bit further away from everything, but it means we have a staff room in each corner of the museum now, which I think is better. And I'm also thinking, let's just do this wall before that becomes a bit of a problem. Why can't I do this? There we go. So now that that's in place, we'll just fix up this bit of floor. And I guess I might be able to get my, we might have to move some vending machines around is what I'm thinking. These ones in the main lobby, I think we're going to just move them into this space. I think this one can maybe stay put. And then maybe a staff door goes right there. I think that's what we're going to try and do here. So let's have a little bit of a look and see if that's what we can do. Can I get myself a staff door? I totally can, which is great. So that's going to make life a little bit easier for them. Although in saying that, they can just go through the gift shop. Although it doesn't look like they want to do that. So this might actually be the right call. So I think what I'll go ahead and try to do here is adjust this guy so it lives a little bit more like here. It'd be nice if I could get a little closer to that door though. I think that door might have to move. I think we might want to shift it and the vending machine around a little bit. I think that's going to be much better for us. So the vending machine can live here. The door needs to go. So in that case, what we'll do is get rid of the entire section of wall and then just put it, you know, back. We'll move the vending machine into the corner and we'll see if I can put a staff door in that space, which apparently I can't because the collisions are invalid. I can shuffle it though, which is totally fine. So that seems better. And then this moves to right about there, which is nicely out of the way. Now the tour in question looks totally fine. It doesn't seem like it's too long, which is great. It's still 3.5 stars, which is fine. I like it. That seems like a little bit of a better layout. Hopefully that's going to keep people nice and happy. And also it means that all of my dinosaur exhibits here are much closer together. Now, let's take a look at what we have. We have an injury, which is to be expected. We'll go ahead and open this. Ooh, it's a shell phone. That's fun. That's new. I'm going to send it to my inventory for now because I want to figure out where it's going to go. But I think we'll also go ahead and just start another expedition to that same location. We'll autofill this. Ursula is totally fine. And I think we'll stick with the first aid kit is what we'll do. We'll go for detailed again because that's going to get us to 90% surveyed, which I think is great. And then I suppose, I mean, we have this whole space down here. This entire wall could be used for exhibits. This wall, I think we are going to reserve for dinosaurs. I think that's probably fair enough. And you know, now that I think about it, it might not be a bad idea to hire another expert. So we'll get you. We're going to go to your assignments. You're going to do tours, but I want to train you to do them first because I do want to set up another tour in this space. So we'll get ourselves another tour stand. I'm thinking I want to put it right here. So right in front of that door, you're going to have a tour guide that's like, hey, let's go. Let's do the thing. Let's go on a tour. And he's just going to go there and there. It's basically the tour. It's okay length, apparently. I don't know why it's set up that way. It seems really strange that it would be like that. That's very odd that it wraps around that way. That's making it a bit too long is the problem. That is a very high quality tour though. So I think what we'll do is confirm this and then maybe just try rotating this stand a little bit. Does that make it better? No, they still go down there for some reason. That's very odd. That's very, very odd. What if I was to move it to say this location? That's much better. Okay. I can work with that. It's a 4-star tour, which is perfect. And if we can get another dinosaur in here, I mean, that's 2 of 3, which is fine. We're also very close to that quarterly profit, which is also great. So let's open this and see what we're dealing with. We have another injury because of course we do. And we got old smack of hole. That's amazing. Okay. I love that. I love that. That's an amazing name, Smackavole. Okay. I haven't quite figured out where it's going to go, but I guess we have this space over here. Could I get 2 cheeky little exhibits into that corner? Because we have the shell phone as well. So Smackavol is this size, which is that? What is hold on, if I place it there, that is, yeah, that's prehistory. But subcategory is ancient inventions, where this one is prehistory but preserved history. Interesting. And they use it as well. Okay. The shell phone. Is it the same size? It is. Okay. I'm not against the idea of a little thing in here. I think that's okay. They do want a donation stand for these, which is totally understandable. Let's do a donation stand right here, because I think that's the best place for it. They're also wanting a little bit of info, so we'll do a wall info display right there for everything, which I think is great. And we could do an ambient speaker. Select themed audio to increase the buzz of nearby exhibits. If I was to put a speaker, I don't think I can put it up there. Can I put it here? So if I put it there, can I select the audio for this? Prehistory ambience. Increase the buzz of nearby prehistory exhibits by 10%. Interesting. So these guys now have, they need hanging amber nearby, which is fair enough, and they need better decorations. So what that says to me is if I go in here and put hanging amber, it only increases the buzz of that one. So I'm going to put it in the middle, which is fine. This one is going to need hanging amber as well. I think they just need more decorations now. So if we go in and have a look, we could potentially do a tree. I kind of like the trees. I think the trees are kind of fun for decorations in here. So we'll do a couple of those. We could do the old jungle walls, I guess. I'm not really inclined to do them though. I don't think we need to. I'm going to cheat as I usually do. I'm going to put this underneath both of them because that does help. And I just need like one more thing now. This one go in the middle. That's fine. I could do a banner. I think a banner right there seems great. So that's max them both out. And they're both at 46 of 46. And yeah, 46 of 46. Perfect. So I think when it comes to expeditions, I did say I wanted to start on the left and work to the right. We could go to Hermit Hills one more time and get up to epic quality exhibits. I'm not really inclined to do that in a video though. I think I can do that in my own time to just sort of churn through the expeditions to get them up to epic and pristine when I decide I want to do that. So I think what we'll do is start going to Treacle Ponds, which is a little bit quicker. It takes a few more people as well, which is fine. And it should be good, is what it should be. We'll set up this expedition. There's 3 things to discover here. Hopefully some good things. We'll send Ursula, and I think we'll send, do we have anyone here? You, what do you do? You're robust. You're going to improve survey level though, which I kind of want to send someone. I mean, you've got photographic memory as well. I'm going to send you though, because I think that's better. And I think what we'll do is first aid. No, I think we're fine for injuries. So instead we'll do bonus XP. We'll do detailed. So it is 56 days again, but we'll get started and see what we get from this. Hopefully we can start to get another full dinosaur skeleton. Oh no, this is one of the generic exhibits that I was talking about. We can display this thing in the museum. We'll get a reward of 20,000 if we manage to showcase it for 6 months, get 30 views and a decoration rating of 3. So given that we aren't running tours from the middle of this floor, what I think we'll do is put this thing basically front and center. And then what I want to go in and do is decorate around it. I want to get a little carpet underneath it. So right about there is perfect. I also want to get a curved info stand because that's going to sort of serve the dual purpose of working for this and also this guy. And then donations for this, I'm just going to say, put a donation thing there, put a donation thing there. That should keep us pretty good. And this should more or less work out. People are interested in seeing it, which is great. And hopefully they're going to be interested in seeing the new exhibit, which is hopefully something good. It is an ambered egg with an eye in it. That is horrific. It's kind of cool though. It's kind of cool though. Oh, wait, is that eyeball following me? Oh, the eyeball follows you. Oh my God. It's awful. Oh no. It's also huge. Oh my God. Okay. That was a little bit unexpected. Can it live like here? Oh my God, there's no room for this thing. Maybe here for the ambered egg. You know what? That feels like the only place for it. So yeah, it's going to be there. It has huge amounts of buzz, especially if I put a fossil decal underneath it again. So let's just do that, which I feel bad doing. It is cheating, but at this point, I think we've given up on the idea that I'm not going to do this. So we'll do this. We'll do the usual, like put a tree there. We'll put a tree there as well to kind of surround it. That is 5 of 5 in the decoration, which is great. So we'll do some kind of floor underneath this thing as well. What do we do for these exhibits? We did some nice wooden floors. So let's just do that again for this thing. It doesn't have any info around it right now, which I'm perfectly aware of. We will figure that out and sort it out in a second. I do want to get some angles here. And I guess for info displays on this guy, we could do some info right here, which seems fine. We can do some info right here, which seems fine as well. And then for donations, we'll throw the thing into that spot. So it's a little bit out of the way, but that's good. We can also do a little bit of an ambient speaker right there for prehistory. This thing now has a buzz of 98 out of 98, which is perfect. Kind of creepy that the eyeball follows me, but it is a very popular exhibit, which is great news. It's just not another dinosaur skeleton, which is less than great news. Oh, now this is good. We have a pristine ambered giga gecko, which is thankfully not having its eyes follow me. Not 100% sure where it's going to go. It thankfully isn't as huge as some of the other exhibits that we're dealing with. I'm kind of thinking here could be a fun spot for it, or it could go against that wall as well. Although the info for that probably isn't great. Maybe we just put it over here for now. This might not be the worst spot for it, because then we could just put a dinosaur next to it if we happen to get one. So I think that's what we're going to do. It immediately has 5 of 5 decoration. It's fully maxed out as well. So I think that's just the easiest way to do this. We'll go ahead and put the same floor underneath it. We can go ahead and get this little barrier next to it as well, because I kind of want people to be in front of it. This is probably just going to be temporary. I don't like that it's blocking all of my exhibits. In fact, I don't know where else. I could put it down here, I guess, is what I'm thinking. I think right there for now is totally, actually, no, it's a bit of a bottleneck, isn't it? Let's move some stuff. Let's put this maybe here. I think the info display is going to be blocking. It is just really, really in the way. We'll put this here. We'll move you to be, I want to say right about there. And then we'll move this. We'll sell that for now because we have enough info displays here. This thing is not quite central, which is problematic. There we go. This is selected for repossession. Okay. That's fine. We are still going to want to decorate around this thing and give it some kind of info stand though, because that's going to be important. So what I think I'm going to do is just put one of the tall info stands here. And I think that should be enough for it. Although I could also put a wall mounted one there. And that'll be good for the future when we have another one of these things. So that's going to be our spot for those kinds of exhibits. Now, our quarterly profit is really, really good. We just happen to need another dinosaur. So again, we'll go and have a look at the expeditions. We have 2 of 3 items discovered here. I don't think we're going to be finding a dinosaur in this particular location. Although I do wonder if maybe I just need to go and get a copy of one of the dinosaurs that we have. Either way, we can get epic stuff on this place now. There's one more thing to discover. So we'll set up an expedition. We'll autofill this. We'll do the usual with Ursula going out. We'll have you go out instead, and we'll do the usual 56 days. Oh no, this is interesting. We've just got a pristine quality ambered egg. So we'll send that to our inventory for now, because I do want to do something about it. And I also want to figure this out. I still don't quite understand why this tour's path is taking it back here. It's really, really odd that it does that. Although by the looks of it, it doesn't actually follow that. But I'm just thinking, if I look at the setup, the length is apparently great. The average quality is pristine though, which is fantastic. I don't know. It's an odd one that it seems to calculate going back there, and yeah, I don't quite understand what's going on with it. We'll not worry too much about it though. The tour is going ahead, which is totally fine. This thing, I think we're just going to replace you. So I want to send you to our inventory, and then I want to get the pristine one, which apparently only has a buzz of 68. Hold on a minute. That can't be right. Yeah, it can go up to 103 if it's near hanging amber. So let's absolutely do that, because we can get up to 103 buzz for this guy, which is kind of amazing. We have to be very careful with where we put this, but right about there seems good, which gives us 103. Should I add this to a tour? We potentially could. I don't know that we need to. It could be interesting to have this tour guide sort of lead something around to the ice as well. Or we just put another tour stand down here and have them go to the ice and down to that thing. I don't really think it matters too much. I would like to get my hands on some more dinosaur bones though. And also whatever the third item is in here. I'm still kind of looking for that. But I think what might be worth doing is maybe trying to get another Boltadillo skeleton. I don't want to get a second one, but the objective doesn't say that I need to get 2 unique ones. It just says I need 3 of them. So we'll autofill this with Ursula. We will do some bonus XP, and we'll do a detailed expedition of 20 days, which is down considerably from the 56 that we've been doing. And we'll see how that goes. Oh, now this would be the one that it gives me, wouldn't it? The good old sharpened tops. That's, sure. It's a little larger than I was hoping for, which is, yeah, slightly problematic, because I would hope for it to go into like this space. That's a problem. I guess I could put it by the wall. I could put it right there, actually. That's kind of a fun spot for it, or another one right there. Feels a little thrown in though. I think this is probably the better spot. So you kind of come in and you've got a dinosaur right next to you. I really don't know. Really not sure what to do here. I think we need this though, right? I think that's kind of that's the whole thing. So I think we'll sell you. We're gonna sell you, and I'm gonna sell you. I don't care if everything's not being collected. That's totally fine. This guy is gonna live against this wall. I want to get it kind of close to the door, and that seems okay. And my question now, so this tour, hold on a minute. Run a tour containing 3 dinosaur bones with a rating over 3.0. Does it need to be a tour that only contains dinosaur bones? No. For some reason that tour doesn't count now, and I'm not sure why. It's very odd. Also, the pathing on this thing, I do not for the life of me understand how it works. So I can go straight to there, I can go to there, which goes back, and then there, which is fine. So if we confirm that, oh, that actually did it. Oh, okay. Wait, was that it? That was it. Okay. Well, makes my life a lot easier. All right. Now that we've broadened our frontiers and ventured bravely outwards, we ought to head deeper in thought. Guests can only learn as much as the museum can teach them. To increase our knowledge of exhibits, we'll need to use the analysis room. The analysis room can deconstruct any exhibit, turning it into raw data. For each exhibit we analyze, we'll gain knowledge on that particular exhibit, increasing the amount our guests can learn. In the analysis room, you can deconstruct your exhibits to discover more about them. Placing an exhibit in the deconstructor removes it from the museum. Analysis deepens our understanding of an exhibit, permanently increasing the amount of knowledge our guests will gain when they read about it at an info stand. As we accumulate knowledge on a theme, we'll unlock special decorations that can be claimed in the Enlightenment menu. What? Okay. All right. Well, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this back in my inventory because that looks stupid. It's a really stupid place for it, but you know, we managed to do what I had to do, which is great. And now we have room to expand onto a new plot, which is kind of amazing. That plot, I think, is it's going to be bigger than what we have already. Although I have to do some oh man, I have to build this and make it look interesting. Oh boy. The good news is we have $600,000. We can put another helipad over here and potentially send out 2 expeditions at a time, which I don't know about you, but I'm excited to do that. I'm very excited to do that. But you know, I think all of that building can wait until the next episode. I'm really happy with the progress we've made here. I know it doesn't look like we've done much, but we've explored, we've built things, we've managed to expand our exhibits, and we've learned all about tours. So in the next one, we get to start building a museum, at least an expansion of this museum from scratch. And I think that's going to be really, really exciting. It's going to be like 4, 5, 6 episodes into the series that we've managed to finally start building, which is maybe a little bit slow, but I'm having a lot of fun playing this. It seems like you guys are really enjoying it as well, which I absolutely love. So if you do want to see more of this, let me know in the comments below. Leave a like on the video while you're down there. And if you're new around here, do feel free to subscribe. There are videos at the moment, basically every day. I'm aiming for like my schedule, my plan is a video like one day and then the next and then a day off. But because of this game, I'm basically doing a video every day. So we'll see how long that goes on for. But anyway, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.